Nigel, and today we are going to get started. So, today we're going to get started with last week's riddle as per usual. So, just to recap, last week's riddle was this: is how can you drop an egg onto a concrete floor without cracking it? I'll repeat it one more time. How can you drop an egg onto a concrete floor without cracking it? Okay, and the answer to that one is, drum roll please, an egg can't crack a concrete floor. I wasn't talking about the egg, I was talking about the floor. An egg's not going to be able to crack a concrete floor. The egg's just not that strong. But the concrete floor will definitely shatter the egg. But that was last week's riddle. So, moving on to our next topic, we are going to talk about a question that I'm sure a lot of us have asked ourselves at some point. Why are movie theaters so expensive? Whenever we go out to a movie theater to see some kind of movie, it seems we spend a lot of money because we have to buy tickets. Sometimes we buy snacks, or if you're like me, sometimes we try to sneak snacks in, but we can't always do that. So, why are movie theaters so expensive? Going to see a movie, why is it so expensive? Why is it so pricey? And it's something I've asked myself, of course, at some point. So, what did I do? I consulted my handy dandy friend Google, and I looked it up. And an article that I read, it said that one of the reasons, and this was from the account of a movie theater owner, one of the reasons he said that movie theaters are so expensive and so pricey is because of cleaning costs. When we go to the movies, sometimes we do make a big mess. But and his logic was that if they charge so much for snacks, it'll sort of incentivize us not to spill that much because, oh my god, this was so expensive. I'm not going to waste a single penny of this. And that was his logic behind it. But I kind of get where he's coming from. I'll playing devil's advocate for a second. I kind of get where he's coming from, but at the same time, the amount we pay for stuff at the movies, whether it's tickets or snacks, is ridiculous to the point where sometimes we say, we're just gonna go without the snacks, or we wait until a certain day of the week. Where I'm from, it's Tuesday, where movie theater tickets at Regal Cinema are $5, so we can save a little bit of money there. But other than that, movie theaters are expensive, man. It's why I prefer to nowadays I prefer to just stay at home and watch my movies from home. Just wait until the movie comes out on DVD, on Netflix, Hulu, wherever, and just watch it at home from there because it's way too much stress on my pocket to go out there and watch a movie at the theater paying for so much stuff. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. But moving on to the next topic, we are going to talk about something that a lot of people have struggled with, myself included. I'm not afraid to admit it, and that is patience. So, why is patience so important? So, I've written down that we have to give time for things to happen, but oftentimes one of the reasons that we struggle so much with patience is because we want things to happen immediately. We want things to happen now. Like, it's got to happen now or it's not going to happen at all. And when it doesn't happen in the timetable that we've set for ourselves, then we get discouraged, like, oh, it's not going to happen. But if we have patience within our lives, we can wait on it, and of course do other stuff while you wait to be prepared for when it comes. But we have to wait on it sometimes. For example, let's say you order something from Amazon. Let's say you order, let's say, coffee mug like this one. So, excuse me one second. That's good. All right, so let's say you order a coffee mug from Amazon, and it's a nice coffee mug, beautiful looking coffee mug, and you really want it. You say, that is a really good looking coffee mug. I want that coffee mug. You place your order and you wait. You wait 1 day, you wait 2 days, you wait 3 days because you didn't pay for Prime. So let's say you didn't pay for Prime. So you wait about 3 days. You're like, where is this coffee mug? Like, what do? You start to get discouraged. Like, I didn't really want that coffee mug anyway. But uh, when you have patience, you can do other stuff. Go to work, go to school. If you're like me, do other stuff within your lives, so that when the coffee mug does arrive after, let's say, like 4 days, you're like, oh, that's here. You might sometimes you forgot you even ordered it, but patience will do that to you sometimes. Patience will give you the strength to just wait on it and wait for it to happen. And that's why patience is such an important thing, is because if you try to rush it, then it won't turn out as well. Let's say you're baking a cake. If you try to rush baking that cake and don't put in enough time for that cake to be baked, then the cake will not come out the way that you want it to. It may come out gross. It might come out undercooked. Now, don't give it too much time. It will come out overcooked. But if you get it just right and you wait enough for it, you, my friend, will have a delicious cake. So that's one of the reasons why patience is such an important thing, that all of us, while we struggle with it, we gotta learn that patience is key in some things within our lives. Some things in your life are coming, you just have to wait for it, is all. So, moving on to the next topic is the beauty of nature. Nature is so beautiful. And as a kid, it's something that I'll admit, I didn't pay too much attention to, because my mind was so much focused on other things going on at the time, like, school, the latest game coming out. But as I got older, that's when I appreciated the natural surroundings more around me, like the trees and the sunlight and animals. I'm like, oh, look at that. It looks so beautiful. Well, it's one of the things that you appreciate so much when you get older, that it's incredible. Well, sometimes in our lives, we're so busy that we're hustling from one thing to another, and we don't really have the time to look at nature and see how beautiful it is. But I dare you, at some point in this upcoming week, just take about maybe 2, 3, or 4 minutes and just look at the natural surrounding around you. You can do it from indoors, because I know it's a little cold outside. It's February, it's a little chilly out. But just take a look at the natural surroundings outside, and you might be impressed. You might be stunned by what you see. So, moving on to the next topic, and this topic is a bit sad. Fantasy Island is closing. No! Fantasy Island was an amusement park, and I believe on Wednesday it was announced that Fantasy Island will be closing its doors due to, I forget what they said exactly, but I believe it's with keeping up with it, keeping it clean, and the maintenance going into it. They feel like they can't do it anymore, and Fantasy Island is unfortunately on its way out. It's something so saddening that it's left a bit of a void in my heart. I can't lie. Fantasy Island was so cool when I was a kid. I went a few times with my friends, with my school and everything. And to me, personally, in my opinion, I preferred Fantasy Island more to Darien Lake, because they had more stuff to do besides just because Darien Lake is more focused on the roller coasters and everything, while Fantasy Island has some more roller coasters that are down to the ground, some that don't do the loop de loops. I can't stand. That's one of the reasons why I don't like roller coasters, is because of those loop de loops. I just get terrified of those. I just look up. I'm like, oh no. But Fantasy Island so sad to see you go. Oh, you will always, always, always hold a special place in my heart. So, I just wanted to take this time, close out, to say thank you so much to everyone for the support you've shown for System Shock Radio, all the likes, all the comments, all the shares. I'm so grateful for all of it. I thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. I absolutely mean that. I love you all so much. And next week is going to be special, and you will find out why. You will find out next week. So if you want to see what is so special about next week, tune in next week. Hey, same time, same Saturday, every Saturday at 11:30 a.m. and be there and you will see. But I'm going to close it off here. So, first, before we close, I will leave you with next week's riddle to ponder upon. So, this riddle is: what belongs to you, yet is used by other people more than is used by you? Let's read it one more time. What belongs to you, but is used by other people more than is used by you? That is your riddle for next week. Thank you all so much for tuning in. And if you did enjoy, come back next week to see more. And I will see you all later. Have a good peace.